Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to the San Francisco Hard Assets Investment Conference, and I have the pleasure to present the Orex Minerals story. We're explorers, and we're currently exploring in two regions. Mexico, because Mexico is the #1 jurisdiction for precious metals in North America, and it was the worldwide producer in the history of humanity for producing silver. So Mexico is the place you want to be if you want to explore for silver. If you're in Europe, the #1 metals producing country is Sweden. Most people don't think about Sweden when they think about mining, but it truly is an astounding country for the mining industry, both in volcanogenic massive sulfides, or those multi-element sulfide deposits, and for gold and silver. So that's where we're working, is Sweden and Mexico. The team that we have is the same team that brought to the San Francisco show a few years ago the discovery of La Preciosa. We've done it before. People say, what are you going to do next? This is the story about what we're doing right now. This team is a very experienced team for running exploration and financing of mining projects. We'll start in Sweden. If you think about northern Sweden, think about the mineral endowment of places like the Canadian Shield. In Sweden, it's the Fennoscandian Shield. It's beautiful countryside that's gentle topography. It's old rocks with mineral belts that cut through the area. I'm going to describe one called Barsele, and Barsele is 600 kilometers north of Stockholm. What do we want to do? What we've decided our target was 1.5 to 2 million ounces of gold. Where we stand right now is already past the 1 million ounces of gold in our resource. So when we said that this was a realistic target, it truly is a realistic target in that we're already halfway there to our 2 million ounce target. It's realistic because Björkdal is in the same belt, Fäboliden for Lapland, and Svartliden is also another deposit in the same belt that has more than 2 million ounces of gold. Northern Sweden, here we are near the town of Storuman in Västerbottensland. It's a county that's in the northern part of Sweden. The VMS belt is volcanogenic massive sulfides, intersects with a gold trend. And the gold trend, where the two meet, we have both styles of mineralization. We have the opportunity for discovery in both ways. To summarize, for us to get this project, the details are on this presentation screen, but to get 100% control of the project, it comes in at a cost of US $15.5 million. As we've already discovered over 1 million ounces of gold, it means that our discovery cost just to get the project is about $15 per ounce. Anything that we discover from this point on is purely from our exploration budget. The claims at Barsele have exploration claims, but the central part of the deposit is already permitted for exploitation. So when they say, yeah, you have a deposit in Sweden, but can you mine it? The answer here is yes. So we have the exploitation claims, we have the original exploration claims that we picked up from Northland, but we've expanded the overall claim picture as well, and we have more targets than were worked in the past. A lot of detail on the 43101 reporting screen, but what it essentially says is that we have in indicated and inferred resources that meet the requirements of the legislation. We have over 1 million ounces of gold so far in just the gold zones. If you move to the Nora VMS deposits, in that spot we have gold, silver, copper, and zinc. And there are more targets of that type on the property as well. We won't go into the individual numbers, but they'll be on that screen. So when we got involved in the project, where we stood, we had drilling. 398 drill holes on the property for 43,000 meters of drilling. We have now passed that mark. we now have over 400 drill holes. So we're not a new project, that's key to remember. 45,000 core samples have been analyzed. Geophysical surveys have been run through the property. The understanding of the structural setting of the geology is something that's been key to the project. Metallurgy is coming through, that we can get the gold out of the rock. That's a positive right there. Environmental baseline studies have been run. Land for exploitation and exploration permits is in place. All of these things were performed at the time that we were getting the project. As we advanced the project, we expanded the land-based position, and the land position now is over 81,000 acres of mineral exploration ground. We've run airborne geophysics to define new targets using the latest of equipment. We've updated the resource, so the resource numbers I'm talking about are from February 2011, was our most recent resource. We've done ground geophysics to refine the targets on the property, and where we are right now is diamond drilling. The diamond drill is turning as we speak at this conference. We will be testing in the known zones to expand and improve those zones, but we will also be going into new areas for new targets. The bulk sampling is something that we will also be doing to do better metallurgy, advancing the metallurgy, and we'll be doing more environmental studies and looking for opportunities. It's just an image of the total project geophysical survey that shows some of the target areas that we will be heading to. Having talked about a project in northern Sweden where it's nighttime there, very dark this time of year, we'll head down to our other major asset, and it's in sunny Mexico. We're in a project area called the Mesa Central, which is a beautiful mining area in central part of Durango State in northern Mexico. Durango is right in the silver trend. The biggest silver mining company in the world is Fresnillo. They're in the silver trend. Pan American Silver has La Colorada, it's in the silver trend. Our sister company, Orco Silver, with the discovery at La Preciosa, is in the silver trend. The Silver Standard with Pitarrilla is in the silver trend. Right in the heart of Durango, it's a Coneto project. A large land package there as well. So we've got over 46,000 acres, so 18,300 hectares. We have a 16-kilometer or 10-mile long trend on the property with a lot of the mapping and structural geology has been done, over 40 targets defined. We did a first phase exploration reconnaissance drilling, and we hit on 2 of the zones, hit very well on the Impulsora and the Loma Verde vein structures, are ready for delineation and grid drilling to define a resource. At this stage, we don't have a resource on Coneto, but it was already so advanced a project by our understanding of it that the largest silver mining company in the world, Fresnillo, said they wanted to be involved. And so we have Fresnillo as our joint venture partner. Beautiful epithermal veins. This was from one of the old underground drifts that were on the property. You can see the banded veining and the silver mineralization in these quartz veins. This is the central part of the Coneto, showing some of the veins in some areas where we were doing the diamond drilling. I'll focus on Loma Verde and Impulsora. Loma Verde, we drilled 7 holes, 6 of them hit above our minimum thicknesses and minimum grades. So at Loma Verde, right now we have the 6 holes, average 4.22 meters thick, and it was 190 grams silver for those veins. If you think that 100 grams silver will be able to be mined at 1.5 meters, if you've got a grade that's nearly twice as high and your thickness is 3 times as high, then that's a good starting point for that vein to be studied in greater detail. We did reconnaissance at the Impulsora vein. We drilled 4 drill holes, 3 of them hit. Out of those 3 drill holes, we had the furthest to the south was hole number 12, and it was 4.6 meters thick at 210 grams silver. And we don't know what's further south, but on surface, we can track the vein and we have values on surface in that structure. It's ready for grid drilling to define a resource. Having said that, we've got over 40 veins that need to be explored on this property. That's why bringing in a partner like Fresnillo, where they have the local knowledge, expertise, and money, made sense for Orex Minerals at this stage. The deal with Fresnillo was done at an earlier stage of exploration, but what it calls for is $6 million of exploration over 3 years and a private placement in Orex of $2 million. So it's an $8 million investment for them to bring in to a point where they will earn a 55% interest in the project. We will still have a 45%. At that stage, they can bring it up to a pre-feasibility study level to earn a 70% increase. But it gives us a knowledgeable partner, it gives us the opportunity and the exposure of their technical team to bring our project forward. The first visit for Fresnillo on the property, this is a group of 5 friends, the Cinco Amigos, 5 geologists standing there on an outcrop that was 4 meters wide. It had 265 grams silver and 1.5 grams of gold at surface on Loma Verde, and that was where we made the decision that yes, they would recommend it to Fresnillo as a joint venture. It was made right at that time. That photograph was taken on the first visit for Fresnillo to the property. So in summary, Orex has all the factors that we need for a successful project series. We're a junior company. We have location. Sweden and Mexico have a history of mining. They have the traditions, the laws, the people understand mining. The land position in both of these projects is strong. 100% ownership on concession packages with a strategic joint venture partner in Mexico. The infrastructure is excellent. We can drive to every one of our projects. We can drive right into them. There are power line corridors through there. There are towns. We don't have to build those things. They're already in the regions. The geology, and I'm a geologist, so I'll tell you right now, it is highly favorable for exploration and discovery. We are in 2 metallogenic belts in Sweden, and in Mexico, we're in the Mexican silver trend. Exploration potential, highly prospective. Both of these projects are underexplored. Great opportunities for Orex. As a company, you can see our share structure. We trade under the symbol REX, R-E-X, which is Latin for king. This gives our share structure. We're well capitalized. We've got cash in the bank to pay for the diamond drilling, and we're moving forward on our projects on both fronts. We've made a few forward-looking statements. There's always a comment about that, but it gives us an exciting time for a company because what we're looking forward to is the results of this exploration. And I'd like to thank you very much for attending this presentation.